Hello, hello, and welcome aboard the Heartbreak Express as we prepare to watch Dominic Toretto bid a heart-wrenching farewell to another of his bosom companions. In Perfidious, Pete plays XCOM, War of the Chosen. And I really need somebody to get on the horn with Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth's people to let them know that we're going to need another sappy, treacly theme song to be the soundtrack for this particular scene. This relationship, I'm telling you, brothers in arms, of course they are brothers in arms. And this has disaster written all over it. And you know for a fact that Michael Bay does not have the good sense or screenwriting presence to resist putting Vin Diesel in a scene where he's lying on the ground, gut shot, trying to convince himself to take a letter back to his own parents after he dies when he gets shot in the Fast and Furious 9, Furiously Out of Time. Fast and Furious 9, Furiously Out of Time, I'm assuming is gonna include some sort of time travel, like Dominic's sweet 1968 Dodge Charger finally gets so much NOS injected into the engine that it travels back in time to France 1944, where he's trying to save himself. Maybe he's trying to save a younger Vin Diesel and be like, we got to get you a better role in this movie. We got to get you the Barry Pepper role. We don't want you to be Caparzo. We want you to be Jackson. He was way cooler, man. Quoting Bible verse while he's sniping another dude through the eyeball. That's the role for you, Vin. That's the role for you. Reduced contact cost is interesting. The abandoned camp we don't really care about. Honestly, I think our best bet is just go back to working our radio relay. Oh, we could add drama to the scene, too. We could have the hunter be the sniper that takes the shot that puts Caparzo down. And then Vin Diesel, again, because he's Barry Pepper now, and rather than counter-sniping him through the scope of his own rifle, which admittedly was pretty badass, instead, Dom ramps his charger off one of those piles of debris, flies it through the steeple of that church, and actually crushes the enemy sniper with against the grill of his badass charger. And the guy's laying there all crushed between that car and the wall and gives Vin Diesel long enough time to rip off a sweet one-liner. Man, it's going to be so good. You know what, Michael Bay? I was firing shots at you earlier in the episode saying it'd be really cheesy to do a Vin Diesel and Vin Diesel's death scene, but you know what? It actually sounds pretty cool now that I've talked myself through it. I'm going to go ahead and green light it. I'm gonna give you the okay on this one. I say go ahead and do it. It's fine. I want to see a Dodge Charger ramping through the church of a busted steeple in 1944 France. Can't wait for that one-liner too, because you know it's going to be great. Get out of the car and the guy will be dead, crushed against the wall, and he'll say something like, "Fast enough for you? Faster than a bullet." Something, something along those lines. Who sniped now?
So in defiance of the elders, whom they will find no mercy in the dark.
Yeah, okay, Marsha. I mean, you gained a little tiny scrap of knowledge about XCOM's abilities, but not too worried about it.
Even if that means wiping out entire camps of resistance.
Really, I just want to get my powered armor and I want to get this covert action off, Bradford. We've got ample safety valve available, but I'd really like to open another one because, well, there you go. The Doom counter has now gone again. So Operation Little Wheel in South Africa, and that's got our Doom counter started with no real way to avert it. We're going to have to go hit one of our safety valves. In fact, we're going to have to go hit like our... Oh, good. There's... Yeah, there's an extremely powerful and dangerous alien there, though, and I don't like that. That's a 2-pip facility. It requires us to fight an alien ruler. I kind of don't want to. You know what? No, we're not actually going to fight an alien ruler. We're going to finish this one, get a couple extra days, get my powered armor, warden armor, wrath suit, war suit. All of those things are acceptable. Not that we can use many of those. We've got an inspired facility lead, which is fantastic, but I really want to... I think we have to research Plasma Lance, maybe, before we unlock the Ripjack. Could be storm guns or beam cannons. Do we want to start on one of those? The plasma lamps requires us to do the Archon autopsy. You know what? I think it's somebody with a melee weapon that should unlock it for us. It might actually be the Archon.
The product of an extensive fusion of both alien biological material, and advanced mechanical support systems.
No, I mean, it's actually the fusion of floaters and enemy unit that's reasonable, unlike the floater in the original XCOM, which was complete and total bullshit. Also, it was the inspiration for Nikolai Coster-Waldau's character in Gods of Egypt. And I make a Gods of Egypt reference pretty much every time you do this autopsy, so you're probably about as sick of it as I am at this point, Dr. Daggett. 4 days to get that completed. Let's finish making contact. We'll send out Skip Bradford, and then we're going to burn this facility to the ground. I don't want to fight an alien ruler until we get some more people who have Battle Lord. Well, I mean, it's just Fingers Finelli there, so even if he's not fine, we don't really care. Yep, that's nice. Let's assign a new covert action, because I don't want to go invade the stronghold at the moment. Fabricate a PCS? No. Facility lead? No. We should definitely pass up that opportunity, actually, Bradford, because it's going to get somebody killed at the moment. We don't have the ability to get an additional promotion. I think what we should do is go for mental fortitude here. One, because mental fortitude is actually a very good ability for us. Oh, no, wait, this isn't the one I thought. I thought this was the one that reduced willpower losses, but this actually just makes... Battle Madness is actually not great. But it does give us 1 mobility, only takes 4 days. Alternatively, we could just go hunt the Warlock and try and unlock another. That might be a better move. It does take a lieutenant and potentially a sergeant out of our rotation. We're going to need those guys for this facility. We can't do it. We don't want to recruit a Templar. A facility lead is not for 2 sergeants. You know, actually, for 2 sergeants, a facility lead might be okay. 25 supply. We can get by with this, I think. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll send Hellborn here. Take Binky with you. And then we'll give you the extra supplies. You guys go handle that. Ambush opportunity is high. I don't want those guys to be forced to fight off an ambush because they're going to suck at it. We need some people with... If we're going to have to fight an ambush, we need somebody with like a little more chutzpah. I don't want a Reaper. You know what? It's a bad mission, but I still feel like maybe going for... we could fabricate a PCS. It's a superior PCS, and it doesn't really cost us much. Is that more useful than a resistance order? The thing about the resistance order is it does offer us the opportunity to take a shitty resistance order out of the rotation, so the next time we increase our faction influence... Which, now that I think about it, won't happen ever again because it's already up there. Yeah, never mind. We're going to do this one instead. So somebody's getting plus 10 dodge. Looks like Varric. And, I don't know, take Ripper with you. That seems fine. You know what? I don't really care if one of you two gets wounded. So I'm not even going to spend the 25 intel. We'll just hang on to those. Start this covert action. Back to scanning. Open up this facility. We got to get Skip Bradford on scene here. Doom counter is getting a little low. Excellent. Do we want to put the shadow chamber in here? Well, we got to put something in here, so sure, why not?
Shadow chamber construction initiated.
Carrie Taylor can work on that. We don't need additional contacts for the moment. We've still got a little extra power. That's all. Yep, seems fine. Kind of a relaxed vibe. I'm surprised that we're only like, what, 25 episodes in and we're already running into sectopods? It seems like this campaign is ramping up like way faster than most of our previous ones. Difficulty spike here is... We already got sectopods, man. Sectopods.
We're picking up indications of the Elders' war actively working in this region.
Yep. He sure is, and we're going to be actively working this alien facility. Let's do this. Go sabotage it. I would love to let it level up and get a little more powerful before we go burn it to the ground, but we need the Doom counter aversion, and I don't want to have to fight an alien ruler if we don't have to. Specifically, just because I don't want to fight an Archon. If I could guarantee that the alien ruler wasn't the Archon, I would barely care. I would have no qualms about just going in and kicking doors down and being like, I don't give a shit what you are, I'll tear your face off. But the Archon is such a pain in the ass, and he has such a high proclivity to wound your troopers. We can't afford... I'm worried about just having everybody be wounded and then get into a situation where we have a mission that we can't complete because everybody got wounded by the bullshit ability where he just... One turn I go up, the next turn like 5 people get hit by a rocket. Granted, since he doesn't get reaction moves off of free actions, it's possible grapple could be very useful for us to get around that. We might be able to grapple our way out of it. Hadn't considered that. We will, you know, I hadn't considered it, but I have now. And I kind of like that idea. Riddick, take some blue screen rounds, get in there. Beardo, what are we going to give you? Got a gun you got, not a good one. Take the advanced repeater, the advanced scope, the auto loader, and you know what? Also take some blue screen rounds here. We got somebody on the team. Okay, Babylonian's already got medic covered. Binky, I mean, normally you handle the medic gig, so let's let you keep doing that. Turop, I'm going to give you a battle scanner instead, buddy. Binky, you handle the med kit. And I'm pretty sure both of you were on our last mission, so your weapon should be fine. Dominic Toretto was definitely on our last mission. BFG, you had a decent gun here, buddy? Nope. Advanced scope and a hair trigger, or a scope, a hair trigger, and an autoloader. You know what? Take the autoloader. And everybody else should be sporting some manner of enhanced weaponry with the possibility... Yeah, now you're good. Everybody, yeah, just we're fine. On the plane, boys. See you in hell. I really want to see that Vin Diesel scene where he's talking to himself while he's lying shot in the street. It's going to be so powerfully dramatic. At first, I was hesitant because it seemed like it would be super cheesy and unbelievably cliche, but now I'm thinking about it, and I'm wondering, has anybody ever done that in a film before? Played both halves of a death scene? Where they were the person dying, but also the person consoling the dying person? I'm trying to think of an example, and I can't come up with one. Maybe, and this is going to sound weird, I'm thinking possibly the only person to have done that in a movie might be Jean-Claude Van Damme. Because he's in that one movie where he plays 2 different characters who are like brothers or something. And that, I think one of them dies in that film. So maybe JCVD was breaking Hollywood ground when he... both sides of his own death scene? And if that's the case, I mean, hey, it puts Vin Diesel in good company when he does it. It sets a solid precedent. So we are concealed. Riddick, what do you have that's red over here? Oh, right. We keep forgetting you're an obsessive reloader. We gotta fix that. I keep forgetting. Gotta fix that. Especially because I think the last time we took you out, Riddick, didn't obsessive reloader kind of fuck us? If I'm recalling, it was, it turned out to be sort of shitty. Like, it got Caparzo shot. Thank God Caparzo isn't on this mission. We don't have to worry about that here, but... Now that Caparzo has a life companion, and that companion is Dominic Toretto, it seems like a bad idea to put him in danger. Little audio clue here, maybe? It sounds like there's something maybe on top of this little mesa. Beardo, why don't you go up and check that out?
Yes, Commander.
This may activate a pod. If it does, we're not super worried about it. They didn't spot us. We're okay. So Calder Hunter, I want you on Overwatch. And let's get some people up here next to you. Just keep an eye on those guys. Now we can see them. We know where their detection tiles are. Turop, Overwatch for you, bro. BFG, let's get you over here, ready to do some work. Richard B. Riddick can't quite make it, but we can put Riddick here. Binky, what do you got? Not enough legs to get into the action. Did you spawn a pod? No, you just spotted a turret. That's fine then. And then Dominic Toretto, the fastest man. You have a negative trait too? You're afraid of the Chosen. We have 2 people who have negative traits. We gotta get... Okay, we gotta do a little bit of, I won't say stress relief because that's not appropriate, but... So I'm gonna do this, and I know I'm going to regret it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. How are we gonna spawn this pod then? We're gonna spawn it by having Dominic Toretto. See, this is why I wish we could pick what tile we came into when we used the Wrath ability. Alternatively, you know what? I was thinking about it, but now I have a better plan. Riddick, Battle Lord.
I am a careful study of war.
Binky, I want you to move first, actually, so that we don't activate that turret. Alright, you know what? You're not going to get a chance to participate in this little scenario here.
Moving.
I'm sorry. Because we're going to do something a little different. We haven't done this recently, and it kind of seems like an oversight on my part.
I will not waver.
We're going to go like full Overwatch trap.
Attacking on sight.
We're going to hit these guys with a plasma grenade, and then just a buttload of Overwatch. And we had 3 enemies on screen when we battle lorded, so we should be getting a truckload of opportunities for follow-up actions on our next turn. I'm also just curious to test how Battle Lord actually works. So you're gunned down. Somebody gunned down that purifier. Nobody even shot at the purifier? This is gonna miss because of lightning reflexes. Never mind. Thought Spectres had lightning reflexes. Well, it didn't stop the first shot, which is what it's supposed to do, but it did stop the second shot, which is unusual. You know what, Riddick? So these are your Battle Lord actions, then? Because you ended your turn. We gotta get this Purifier killed. I'm still working out the Battle Lord thing. Binky, Overwatch, quarter mile. We're gonna put you on interrupt here.
Bring the Elder's mercy to the gods.
And the Warlock's coming in for a little bit of party time. All right, that's fine.
Stand proud.
My concern is I don't want to run over and hit this facility right away, because what if we run into like a sectopod, and I really don't want to be fighting a sectopod and the Warlock at the same time. I love that the Chosen are so confident about counting their chickens before they're hatched. Dominic Toretto fears no man, by the way. The only thing he fears is running out of gas in his sweet 68 Dodge Charger.
This mission just got a little more dangerous.
Okay, so this should miss. Did that miss because of lightning reflexes, or how does that work? I'm gonna assume Retribution just missed on general principle. So we have been shadowbound. Oh. Yeah, okay, you hit the shadow. That's genius. Why were you using Retribution? And also, why did lightning reflexes stop that? I do not understand how Retribution works at all. I have no idea what that ability is supposed to do. Toretto, you may as well take the Overwatch shot here. I would have preferred to have not had to use my interrupt action there and maybe taken a shot at the Spectre instead. That would have been a much better use of time and resources, it really would. We could get Dominic Toretto back up on his feet just by killing the Shadow. I'm comfortable with that. I mean, what are you talking about, though? Nope, nobody died for the glory of the Elders. Nobody died for the glory of the Elders or any other variety of glory. Nobody actually died at all. It's just like we shot one of our own shadows. I don't think that counts as dying. He wasn't technically on our team.
Blindly follow the nearest cause that would give you purpose. Is that not the case, traitor? You would be better served under the Elders' embrace.
We have a 100% chance to kill the Spectre. But that leaves the super heavy turret unmolested. Are we going to have somebody who could potentially do anything about the turret? And would we then subsequently have someone who could do anything about the Spectre? We're gonna get a little aggressive here. Like, we can whiplash the Spectre. All right, that's a freebie. Do that. Great shot, Binky. Glad we brought you on the mission. That's definitely not gonna generate a kill, but now we gotta soften him up some. Well, you half-assed made up for it. Richard B. Riddick, go ahead and take the shot at the super heavy. Yeah, the armor penetration is a little unfortunate, but your boy Beardo back here should be able to pump you up enough to make the kill. You gotta finish it off. Don't miss, by the way. Perfect. Flawlessly executed. Except for, you know, the very strong flaw that we got from Shane Wolf. He's no Wolf. They say Wolf wins every fight, but they're last. But Shane Wolf, I feel like he's going to lose a lot of fights. Not necessarily, like, he's not going to wait until his final fight for his first L. He's willing to chalk up numbers in the L column at any point in time. He's be like, you don't have to win every fight. You don't even have to win any fights, Pete. What if you're not the Harlem Globetrotters? What if instead you are the Washington Senators? Nationals? No, because that's a baseball team. What was the name of the team? What's the name of the team that the Harlem Globetrotters always beat up on? They like have their dummy team who comes and loses on purpose? They're the Washington something. I think it's like the Washington Senators. Or are they a hockey team, maybe? Enter one spectral zombie, exit one spectral zombie. This guy should walk, shamble over towards us, and then he'll do the I'm gonna blow myself up thing. So he has armed spectral rupture. We're just gonna kill him. See you in hell, spectral zombie. These guys blow up a little bigger than I expected. So full throttle is a passive ability then. You just get movement every time you kill somebody? Is that how it works? Okay, so full throttle is actually straight up an excellent ability that we have been stupendously underrating. Because that is actually fantastic. If it's just like every time on a mission you kill anybody, you get an extra 2 mobility. Does it only last for the 1 turn? I don't mind that Obsessive Reloader has kicked in here, because honestly, we wanted Riddick to reload anyway. Even without Obsessive Reloader, that's what I was going to have him do. He was always going to reload. He was always going to reload, though, Bradford. He was always going to reload. Is this a free reload? Regular reload. I want to get over to where the Warlock is, but I'd like to do it without exposing myself to potentially negative circumstances. I'm worried about what's in this building, is the long and the short of it. I want to go engage the Warlock, but I don't want to go engage the Warlock. I don't want to call the Sky Ranger, though. I'd like to just go on Overwatch.
Watch order confirmed.
Go ahead and run over here, Iron Giant. Be my friend. Come at us, Chosen. Warlock is such a puss bag. I'm just gonna lurk back here and summon a bunch of irritating enemies. I won't actually fight anybody. Where is that guy? He's like over in the corner somewhere. I don't want to go deeper into the facility because I don't want to have to fight whatever's in there. At this point, I'm half expecting it to just be a goddamn gatekeeper. Well, if you get a decent shot here, 61% is not very good. There's no way we're going to wrath up to the top of that, though. We should have enough shooters that even at relatively low hit percentages, we ought to be able to finish that thing off. I don't suppose Riddick... You know what, Riddick, can you grapple over here? We should be able to grapple to this neighborhood without causing ourselves too much undue stress and trouble. Like, to here should be okay. And then what we can do is, rather than waste bullets shooting at this turret, we can just drop it through the floor. We'll just drop a train on it. See you in hell, turret. And then we're on Overwatch.
It's under my watch.
Dominic Toretto could come up here and peek in this window. There's the objective. Yeah, that's nice, but there's a warlock around somewhere, man. We parkour. I don't know if I want to use this parkour action. Pete, you have sweet parkour action and you're not... Okay, you're right. You don't not use sweet parkour action. When you got the sweet parkour action, you take it. We'll reload. Beardo, let's get you up here. Turop. We're kind of just setting up for a little bit of a door kick here. I'm very concerned about going in this room. Yep, because, you know, I was worried we might trigger a sectopod, and I hear him stomping around. Which, of course, that's the most rational activation of all time right there. Like, that one makes a lot of sense. Also, Richard B. Riddick missed his Overwatch shot at a sectopod. I am unspeakably confused about what just happened. Like, how did that activate those guys? That's fucking nonsense. And it's also the end of a turn, so we're gonna get, like, double fucked here. Double the pleasure? No, not this time. We're not doubling the pleasure. We're not doubling the fun. We're doubling the amount we're about to get boned. So our goal then has to be to try to make these guys not be able to see us. Because we have two people who are not in cover, and if we're not in cover against a sectopod, that's two people who are going to be fucking dead. So let's whiplash this. This takes no action. A little bit of cheap damage. And what we're going to try to do is throw a grenade at this thing and see if we can't drop it through the floor. I don't think it's going to help. We'll get some damage. We'll shred its armor. We'll get a little bonus damage when we do drop it through the floor, but... that didn't really help us cutting down line of sight much, did it? Its armor stopped the falling damage. I didn't think that was even possible. I can't believe that shot missed. I'm assuming this shot won't. Well, you're not shooting, though. You're moving. And now we're going to Wrath Cannon. So now we're fighting a sectopod and potentially a Chosen at the same time, and the Chosen we're fighting has the ability to summon robots, so that's horrible. We're about to also be set on fire, which is equally horrible. The Iron Giant is set on fire, but he's actually made of iron, though. He should be inflammable. Okay, well, we've got some work to do here. So who's on Overwatch that's troubling us? That man. Well, you can't Overwatch me if I'm just whiplashing. I love it that we're gonna fire a bunch of whiplashes at this sectopod and fucking every single one is gonna miss, isn't it? It's just gonna be whiff, 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 whiff. I can already feel it.
I strike out for my kid. Deficient attack.
Wow, how did I not see that coming, huh? Let's try again. Another whiff? Hey, somebody finally got one to connect. You seem a little salty, Pete. Are you salty? Yeah, I am. Okay, Riddick, you're in what appears to be a giant ball of flame. You are not currently on fire, so as long as you don't move, you shouldn't catch on fire. Let's just have you stand still and shoot them.
We must destroy their armor.
I can stand in a tile that is literally 100% fire and not be set on fire, but big friendly giant, though. No such luck. Well, take a shot at this elite trooper. You missed, but I think you dropped him through the floor, which negated his Overwatch when he takes damage. Or should. It did. Go ahead and shoot the purifier. We can't put you out, so unfortunately you're just going to have to be comfortable with coming at this one Finch style and knowing what it is to burn. I'm sorry. I wish I had, like, better news for you.
Changing position.
On the plus side now, whoever Finch wrote that song about isn't the only one who knows what it is to burn anymore. Did we just get a bonus action point off of grapple? Can we have more than 2 AP? It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm still going to kill this man with a grenade. Or I'm going to leave him, like, you know, not dead, but just very badly injured on the ground. That actually didn't take an action. So we still have 2 actions. I can't see any aliens from that tile. Huh? I mean, sure, that makes perfect sense. Why would I be able to see them from this ledge where I'm like literally looking right down on top of them, man? It's not the kind of thing that a sensible person would understand. Well, Dominic Toretto, looks like you're going to get a couple kills here, bud. Oh, getting some kills there, bud. Who has our med kit, by the way? Because somebody's going to have to go put the pacifier's flaming ass out. Or rather, they're going to have to extinguish, I guess it's the Iron Giant who's currently on fire. Somebody's going to have to go extinguish our Iron Robot Man. Is it the robot? No, it should be Shane Wolf who has the... Babylonian, you just Overwatch. Beardo, you may as well open this door and then Overwatch. Well, it spread, but it didn't spread to you. Which is weird. The Iron Giant is no longer burning. So Richard B. Riddick, if he moves, catches on fire. If he manual overrides, though, he doesn't catch on fire, and that resets his grappling hook, which he can then use to grapple out of the fire, which won't set him on fire. Yeah, somebody explain that combination of moves to me, by the way. The man stood in a raging inferno for 2 turns with no ill effects whatsoever. Who has my... You have my medkit. Alright. BFG, you're coming down here. Come down here, reload. I'd like to go get that loot as well. Come down here, reload. Pacifier, patch up our boy. I don't want anybody injured when it's time for us to go toe-to-toe with the Warlock, which I'm looking at the old clock. It's probably going to have to happen next episode. Yield to 4 HP. Babylonian, can you just grapple up here? And snatch this loot? Not exactly the best use of a grapple action we've ever taken, admittedly. It also leaves you uncomfortably close to an out-of-control fire, so you know what? Let's follow that up by moving you right back where you were. And just dropping you into Overwatch.
I stand ready. I am watching. I will not waver. It is under my watch.
Finally, the Chosen has decided to come and play.
Past where no human was meant to tread.
Don't tread on me, though. I didn't see the sign. If you don't want me to tread here, Warlock, you are, I think, legally obligated to put up a sign that says, don't tread on me. Oh, he's a mech lord. Mech lord? Really? Is he a mech lord? Because to me, he seems more like a gay lord. What do you mean by that, Pete? I mean, he's a large cardboard container that's designed to hold other stuff, because that's what a gay lord actually is. It's just a big cardboard box. That's a big dead robot? No, he has 2 health left. How'd that mech lord action turn out for you? Not so good. Mind Scorch is going to work a little better, though. So the Iron Giant... You're dazed for 6 freaking turns? Alright, well, we'll just leave this one then on a bit of a cliffhanger and check out next episode while we find out how we're going to defeat Jimmy the Warlock over there. Probably it's going to involve us wrathing over to him and murdering him a whole lot, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to even see him. Should be an interesting trick. We'll see next episode. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see the climactic finale, and watch Vin Diesel give the performance of his life where he talks to his own dying self. You might consider subscribing as well. New episodes every single day. Right now, however, I'm going to go recopy Caparzo's letter because we wouldn't want his mom and dad to see their son's blood. That would just be too traumatic, wouldn't it? Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.